The Industrial Revolution was a huge turning point in the culture and economy of the world from agricultural to industrial. This process began in England in the 18th century and from there spread throughout the globe.
Mass production, the base and backbone of the Industrial Revolution. It was when there was a low cost to make things, but a great number of things that can be put into the public to be used. Mass production is based on two different motives and principles. The first being the division of labor between people and human workers. The second being the usage of tools, machinery, and other equipment, which were mostly automated. The mass production was when there was many things during the revolution that was made in a relatively close period of time. The textile industry was focused on making cloth and clothing materials to be used. There were many inventions that were brought up and invented to help the textile industry, which grew and developed. There were four earlier inventions that were produced by the textile industry. The flying shuttle, an invention that was made for the purpose of being able to weave larger widths of clothing faster and more efficient. It was made by a man named John Kay in 1732. There was also an invention named the power loom, which was invented to speed up the process of making clothing even faster than before. The power loom was invented by a man named Edward Cartwright in 1785. The water frame, which was invented by a man named Richard Arkwright in 1769. It was made like the spinning jenny, but to make cloth stronger and easier to make. Another was a spinning wheel, invented by Samuel Crompton in 1779. It was yet another improvement to the spinning jenny and water frame.
In 1964, James Hargreaves was very poor and uneducated. But when his daughter, Jenny, accidentally knocked over a spinning wheel, he was able to invent an amazing machine. When he saw the spindle spinning in an upright position rather than horizontal, he realized that multiple spindles could be spun on the same machine. Thus, the spinning jenny was born. The spinning jenny was a huge milestone for the textile industry. It made spinning wool and cotton much easier and faster. Later, there came an improvement of the spinning jenny. This new machine was able to produce much stronger yarn than the spinning jenny and was powered by water, hence the name, the water frame. It was invented by this man, Sir Richard Arkwright, a textile industrialist and inventor, whose use of power-driven machinery and employment of a factory system of production were perhaps more important than his inventions.
The factory system replaced the domestic system in which individual workers use handmade tools or simple machinery to fabricate goods in their homes. Water power and the steam engine changed the way factory workers did their daily jobs. The system was enhanced in the 18th century by the introduction of the interchangeable parts to manufacture muskets and other goods. These innovations led up to the mass production of products which could be made fast and shipped quickly to wherever needed. The resulting system in which work was organized utilized power-driven machinery and produced goods on a large scale. In the domestic system, workers had been independent craftsmen who owned their own tools and designed their own working hours. In the factory system, the employer owned the tools and raw materials and set the hours and other conditions under which the workers labored.
In a steam engine, hot steam is usually supplied by a boiler. Hot steam expands under pressure, and part of the heat energy is converted into work. For higher efficiency, the steam may be condensed in a separate apparatus, a condenser, at comparatively low temperature and pressure. The piston and cylinder type of steam engine Steam under pressure is admitted into the cylinder by a valve mechanism. As the steam expands, it pushes the piston, which is usually connected to a crank on a flywheel, to produce rotary motion. In the steam turbine type of engine, steam is discharged at high velocity through nozzles and then flows through a series of stationary moving blades, causing a rotor to move at different speeds. The steam engine gave way to the internal combustion engine as a means of vehicle propulsion. Interest in it revived in the second half of the 20th century because of increasing air pollution problems caused by the burning of fossil fuels in internal combustion engines.
The Industrial Revolution was a very important time in the world's history. In this time, it set the basis for mass production and factory systems still used today. With great innovations in this time period, it paved the way for the modern world and changed the way we worked and how we lived. Scientists and inventors in this time dramatically changed the way people thought, lived, and worked. Society was able to grow healthier and wealthier as a result of breakthroughs in science and manufacturing.